Hello everyone, today I'm just going to be doing a little bit of a voiceover of some gameplay that I recorded just a little bit earlier. I forgot that I didn't have the sound enabled, so we're just going to be doing basically a re-record of this video, but during this video I just had so much fun with my new rank 2 6-star Symbiote Supreme. I'm in variant 4 at the moment, and the first chapter I got a little bit slapped up by the Iron Patriot. That's why 3 of my characters are absolutely slaughtered at the moment, but basically we just got to the fight that we wanted to, and it's the Corvus Glaive on Rage, and it's got breakthrough on it, so eventually we're going to be doing just enough damage to trigger like Rage, like just like that. So that'll just fuel Symbiote Supreme's genetic potential and just everything that he does. So basically, what you want to do when you're when you're playing with Symbiote Supreme, rather, is just working up to that special 3. You preferably want to be in Set's Fangs when you use your special 3, because when you get out of it, you will have 2 Fury buffs, because when you go into Set's Fangs, normally you gain a pretty potent Fury buff, and when you use your special 3, it re-triggers all of your stances, so it's pretty fun. Right here, we're just trying to bait out a special 2 before we use our special 3. You preferably want to be at 100 genetic potential anyways when you use your special 3, because that gives you a bar of power. He's being a little bit stingy with it, but right here, immediately go into special 3. This is where the fun really begins, because out of here we get all of our stances. I guess you can call them phases, and that's truly where you can go to ham. I mean, Corvus is bleed immune technically when he has his glaive charges, but the damage is just still super nice. You also do direct damage every time you nullify a buff, and it also accounts for modified attack. So when you have your 2 Furies and you're nullifying buffs, you're doing like some thick damage, especially with a 6-star rank too. Right here I'm just cycling special 1s because or special 2s rather, because in this phase you steal power off your special 2. So you can just keep cycling those. We immediately got all the way to a special 3. And so we throw out the special 3. It isn't going to kill him because of Rage, because we are only able to do 2.5%, but all the buffs that he has because of Rage is what's going to be the end of him, because we nullify them all right when we get off to our special 3. So right after that, I'm just absolutely having a field day. Like, it's so much fun. I remember I recorded some incursions gameplay a couple days ago, but I think it got corrupted. I have to recheck it just to see if I can salvage anything from it, but it's just so much fun playing with Symbiote Supreme, even with, like, especially in what's the note? It's Resistor. Resistor gives so much buffs. Every time you use your special 3, you're like nullifying all of them. You do like, I remember coming out of special 3s, and it does like, what is it, like 32,000 like direct damage from all 10 of the buffs that are triggered. And if they have more buffs, like a group perhaps, like, you're gonna have an absolute field day, because it nullifies all the buffs out of special 3 and it does all the direct damage. Like, sometimes I come out of a special 3, they're already dead. And it's not even from the, like, the damage of the special 3 isn't even the funnest part, really. So basically, we go into, what is it, Act 5, Chapter 4 in the first quest, yeah? And we go to this Rage Path, and this Rage Path has a little bit of some annoying defenders, like Black Widow. You can't parry her. You have Rhino, I don't know why, I was supposed to say Iron Rhino, and you have Punisher. But with Punisher, we have our bleeds anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Black Widow here is kind of a good matchup, because any matchup that triggers buffs in general is still a really good matchup for Symbiote Supreme. And when their buffs are reliable, more reliable the better, because you can, when you have staggers, you can bait out like special attacks if that's what happens when they gain their buffs. Like there, when she uses her special 1, I think her special 2, she gains the cruelty and precision, so you can get those, when you can get them more reliably, then it's just more fun. You can basically just have a field day with him. Right here, we're just trying to get to 100 genetic potential. We do achieve that, and then we shoot up all the way to our special 3. We can't parry here, so we just use it. And I never really had a champion to really work for Rage, especially when I was doing Act 5 100%. The Rage path in 5.4.6, like the last quest, it was just so annoying because there's that venom on it. And like if you don't have like a good Mystic Nullify champion, then that's just going to be really difficult for you for like progressing players. And I love how it's just, you know, with Symbiote Supreme, you just get to that special 3, all the buffs are nullified, it basically resets Rage, you go back out, you have all your phases, all your Furies, you gain, if you have a lot of Mystic Dispersion, I only have level 2 Mystic Dispersion, but with Mystic Dispersion, just so much fun. That little, what is it, I think it's a little bit of a, like the spider icon, the purple one. Every time a buff expires, then you gain 25 genetic potential. If a stagger expires, then you get 25 genetic potential. If you nullify a buff, then you get 100 genetic potential immediately, and you can't go over 100. But when your phase ends, like the pink phase right here, once that timer ends, depending on your genetic potential, you'll gain like a bar of power at 100% or 75%, because it's at increments of 25. And preferably you want to be nullifying buffs, so you can just shoot up to your special 3 right as the phase ends. And if you have Mystic Dispersion, every time you nullify a buff, you will also gain a little burst of power that way as well. So sometimes I get into the blue phase, this armor one, and I already have a special 3, but right here we have special 3. We gain 25 genetic potential. We're going to nullify all the buffs that are on Rhino at the moment, which is only his 1 Fury, and we're going to have 2 Furies coming out of this because we re-trigger it. And just watch this bleed damage. Just watch him melt. 88,000 health? I don't think so. Look at all that. Oh my. Melting. Absolutely. Use a special 2. Absolutely gone. It's just so much. Jeez, sorry. It's just so much fun watching just Symbiote Supreme. Like just watching the characters melt from all the bleed damage. I remember not too long ago, I wasn't able to record it, but as soon as I ranked him up to rank 2, I went into 6.3, the first quest, the Medusa one, and she was just an absolute cakewalk with 6-star Symbiote Supreme. The thing is with Symbiote Supreme as well is that he's one of the Mystic champions that doesn't need to be awakened to be really good, because his awakened ability gives a stagger every once in a while, and I think that's like a 10-second one or something like that at max level. You don't really need that if you're playing him well, if you're playing aggressive, because in most of your phases, once you get up to your special 3, all the buffs are gone anyways, but it just helps you apply those staggers if you really need them. And once we're getting out of that armor phase, we get up to our special 3 here. I preferably wanted to parry. You preferably want to parry and then go into special 3 so you can immediately just go in. But on this fight, I was trying to be a little bit, I was trying to be safe with Symbiote Supreme here, because she just doesn't want to use her special 2. She's just like, nope, I'm just going to block for no reason at all, you know, I'm not going to use my special 2. I just said, screw it, you know, and then I went in for a parry, went in, and then I used my special 1 and she died, because I remembered the phase that you go into your special 3 with is after all the phases finish of your special 3, it goes to the next one because you cycle through them. It goes to the pink one, the armor one, and Set's Fangs, which is the one where you get the big fury and you apply all the bleeds. Well, after that's all said and done, like if you're in the purple phase, Set's Fangs, which I was, then when you use your special 1, all those phases go away, and you go to the next one that you would have went to before the special 3. So when you immediately, I think the thing is with Symbiote Supreme, when you use your special 3, is that he triggers all his phases. And the pink phase, when you go into that one at any time, like using your special 1, when your special 1 triggers the next phase after, when you trigger that phase, all buffs are nullified on the opponent. So when you go into your special 3, it nullifies all buffs because you triggered that phase. And right here, I got the armor phase at the perfect time because it reduces damage by like such a significant amount, and it gives you perfect block with that perfect block buff. I think I didn't have it at that moment, but it was still, you know, I still took so much less damage. But now we're into our special 3 here. We come out of it, he's parried, we just go in for all those hits, watching his... We don't even need to bait out a special 3 here. We just wait for him just to die from all those bleeds. I think, who is the next matchup here? Oh, this one. This one. Now this is where Symbiote Supreme truly shines against opponents with a lot of buffs. And if you know Groot has a metric shite ton of buffs. And in this fight, you'll see why Mystic Dispersion, I mean, sometimes you don't, sometimes it's good to have like 5 out of 5 Mystic, I mean, I don't think a lot of people run 5 out of 5 Mystic Dispersion for the sole reason for like characters like Groot or nodes that give them so many buffs, because they'll go straight to their special 3 all the time. But I only have, I think I mentioned this, but I do have only 2 points of Mystic Dispersion. So Groot here triggers all of his buffs, and I didn't get any nullified, so I couldn't nullify really any of them. But when these expire, I can't remember what 2 points of Mystic Dispersion does, but look at that power gain. I'm just starting in the armor phase, and I already have I already have a special 3. So I come out of this, when you go into a special 3, and you have 100 genetic potential, which is the purple spider buff, then you gain an immediate bar of power, you gain all of your stances, and you also, I have both armor phases as well. I have 2 of them, so I think they stack, so I think that doubles the armor rating, and you also have double the perfect block. And look at all those buffs. I'm triggering rage like crazy here. And I basically just wait for him to do that. Go into special 3. This doesn't kill him because rage reduces the damage of the direct damage from all the buffs. But I get all that power, I think, coming out of this special 3. Because it nullifies all of them. And I go immediately all the way almost to a special 3. Immediately just use my special 2. And that fight is over. Look at that. Let's just immediately coming out of my special 3, immediately already had another special 3. Almost. I just used a special 2 there because it's just a lot more. In Set's Fangs and all the phases, then you'll trigger 3 armor breaks, you'll trigger 3 weaknesses. It's just so good. You also steal power as well after that special 3. So you really want to shoot up to your special 2 and just cycle them when you use your special 3. Because you get all of his phases, all the good things that happen when you use his special 2. And another fight here that's really good for Symbiote Supreme is King Groot, because he does have buffs of his own. He doesn't have as much buffs overall as Groot does, but he's still got a lot more buffs than most champions. And I pause here because I think to myself, I'm like, wait a minute. As I paused, I realized that I wasn't recording the audio. So then I realized when, right at that moment, I was like, why am I talking? I was basically just talking to myself for the entire video, expecting that I was talking to you guys, but it's all right. Now I get to rewatch all this amazing gameplay with Symbiote Supreme here. And we're about to shoot up to our special 3 here. I wait till I go into Set's Fangs just to have that fury, just so I can trigger, or more reliably trigger rage. Because if I can more reliably trigger rage, then I can do more damage per second. Because I don't have the bleeds in this fight. just like in the group matchup, but it's still in the group matchup. I still absolutely slaughtered him. Look at those 2 Fury buffs. We do like 2,000 damage like off our mediums without crits, which is pretty nice. I like that damage. There it is. Once I went into the pink phase there, I immediately nullified all the rage stacks, and I'm setting them back to 0. We go into the special 3. We trigger his rage every time we do this, but I think on the special 3 it triggers a I think it reliably triggers a stagger on the opponent. So immediately it just goes away anyways. So I get that stagger, and look at that. I'm getting absolutely slapped up, and I barely took any damage. Both Symbiote Supreme, when he gets up to this rank, he's an absolute tank. Like, it is not a joke. And when he has the armor phase anyways, he's already like, he's just got so much going on with him. Like, he's just like, I don't even know how to explain it, but basically we go out of this, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, I just wasted all this commentary, but I'm like, you know, at least I get to watch the gameplay again, and watch it here with you guys. But if you got all the way through the video, I do appreciate you guys, and leave a comment down below what you guys think of Symbiote Supreme if you got all the way to the end of this video. Leave a like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and you know, I really do appreciate you guys. But that's just going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.